Cool, guys. Thank you, guys. All right. You guys can hear me pretty well? Pretty good? All right. Thank you, guys. Before we get started, I want to thank Mr. Daniel Fernandez, Megla, and Nina for working with me to come here. They've been amazing, and I love working with them. So I really, really appreciate you guys 110%, and thank you so much. And is it Daniel in here? I don't know. There we go. That's Daniel right there. Cool. There we go. Cool. So she already introduced me, and so 5 data-driven Amazon PPC optimization secrets to lower your ACoS. Cool. Let's see here. How do I? There we go. Just a little bit about me. I know Megla introduced me. I created a company called Jungle Hustle. We do Amazon PPC management services for Amazon sellers. We also do photography services. I do all of the Amazon PPC, so that's why I speak about it. That's like where I spend the majority of my time and the majority of my life. We work with 7- and 8-figure brands. You know, last month we managed $200,000 in ad spend, and then like generated about $500,000 in sales. So we're not huge, right? We're kind of a boutique agency. Got about 6 employees, and we're going pretty quickly. So we've been around for like a year and a half, so it's been moving very fast for us. Which is a good thing. We've been very blessed and humbled to work with some amazing brands and see a lot of different data and see how different sellers do things. You know, sellers who I've worked from launches with sellers who are just doing one product to private equity companies who acquired an Amazon business. So it's really cool. I get to see what they do, the tactics that they do. So I'm going to bring some of that, and I'm just going to share my tactics with you guys that we've been working on. It'll be strictly tactical, and I hope you guys can take something away from it to help you make your Amazon advertising a bit more cost efficient for your business. All right, cool. I think I'm doing it the wrong. Okay, there we go. Cool. So this is some of the places I've been. I do a lot of, like webinars and things like that, and I speak at different events, mainly because it helps with growing the company, but it also helps with me disseminating knowledge about what we see and what we can pass on to Amazon sellers who are having problems like, average cost per click went up, or, at the end, like the beginning of the month, why did ACoS go up? Things like that. There are a lot of seasonality is another huge one that I think a lot of people have issues with. So navigating those waters for your company is kind of what we do. And so I go around and I talk about the stuff that I'm seeing in my data and the clients that I'm working with so that I can help other people make better decisions for you guys. Let's see, cool. Okay, so proof, right? You need proof, right? You need, when you're out here doing things, you need proof. I didn't make this guy up. He's real. I work with him. I've been working with him for a few months now. He's a retailer. He sells a lot in like Lowe's and stuff like that. And whenever we came onto his account, so he didn't have a huge presence on Amazon, so basically what we did was he hired me for like a workshop, and then I just sat down and talked about how we can grow his sales. So we grew his company pretty quickly. These are what is it on like the weight loss things? These results are not typical or something like that. These results are not typical. They are not typical. It really depends. We do audits, so that helps us forecast things. So this is a kind of a unicorn client, but it kind of shows like when there's kind of like an open water, like the stuff that we can do. And he had like one campaign with like 3 products, but he had like hundreds of products on Amazon. So I was like, dude, we need to be testing. And so he just gave me a budget, and we just took his top 100 across retail, e-commerce, and mainly those 2 channels, because that's where he makes 70% of his organization's income. And so we were able to just take that 100 and just launch campaigns and just launch a few hundred campaigns and then see what rises to the top. And these are the results we got. He's awesome. I love working with Rob. He's an amazing guy, man. So these are my 5 tips. These are 5 optimization tips. I'm going to teach you 2 ways to do them. I'm going to teach you how to do them within Campaign Manager and within bulk operations. I believe that the key to scaling Amazon PPC is using the bulk operations function. If you have 1 or 2 SKUs, you might not need it. But if you're dealing with high competition markets, or you have 100 SKUs, 1,000 SKUs, then using bulk operations allows you to make decisions and make changes at scale. The level up for that is building software. So we have software as well that we've built because it just saves us time and it helps us scale, keeps margin, things like that. So I'll teach you 2 ways to do it. 5 secrets developed, thousands of hours, no joke, thousands of hours, man. I hang out on spreadsheets a lot. So I learned to see a lot of cool stuff. And so my goal here, guys, tactics, man. I'm all about tactics. I'm super tactical. Like to give out stuff that people can actually use, so that they can go home and test it for themselves and look at the cause and effects. As long as you measure time frames, you can see stuff like that. So this is stuff that we developed that you can be like, hey, you can open your laptop and literally do it right now, because it's going to be step by step with screenshots. 88 slides, guys. I don't have much time. Luckily, it's like a lot of screenshots, so we'll be good. And optimization secret number 1. The reason I call them secrets is because I don't sell a course. I don't do I do speaking and stuff, but this is stuff that we built in-house. That there's like a partner I work with, agency partner that knows pretty much everything that I do. But when it comes to what we do, I don't do a lot of like content marketing, and so people don't know necessarily what our agency does. If I sold a course and things like that, these wouldn't be secrets, right? So I made sure to navigate the definition there. Let's see here. All right, cool. I know it's like you gotta do a dance to get it to work, which I love. Really wants an ROI from me, which I respect, 100%. So G formula NI, dude, sounds like a government term, right? So the G formula NI, basically, I created this. It's a formula that you can either apply manually or you can apply in a spreadsheet. We applied it in a spreadsheet. What it does, well, let's see what it does. G formula NI, guys. Oh boy, I know, it's going to be like, I know. All right, I swear I'm hitting the right button, Megala. I swear I am. Hold on. Oh, aim it at the laptop? All right. Push the button on. Yeah, we're going to have to do it. Cool. Thank you, Megala. I appreciate it. All right, cool. All right, we're going. Yeah, paper. Cool. Yeah, no clicks, man. They're not giving me any clicks, man. They want me to pay for it, yeah? That's good. So the criteria that we use is the last 14 days. We've tested 7, 14, 21, 30. We test different time frames because, 30 days is a little too long, we've seen. Even 21 was kind of a little long when it came to optimizing things. It depends on your goals in the business that you have. But we kind of found 14 as a sweet spot. We really like month-to-date data because it gives us a rolling analysis. And what I'm seeing is month over month, things kind of change because of seasonality, things like that. So we use 14 days for this one. The record type is the keyword, so we're changing the bids on the keyword for this one. And your ACoS is going to be your target ACoS. So I don't know how, if you guys do a lot of goal setting, but with our clients we do goal setting because it holds us accountable performance-wise. And so what we'll do is we'll work with the companies that we work with, and we set a target ACoS. We have wiggle room because numbers aren't perfect. So you need to have a target ACoS for your products, or you can have a general account level target ACoS. We're really moving into portfolio management, and so we're really working on how do we scale PPC management for thousands of products and have target ACoS for each product and manage those. And it's thousands of products. If it was a few products, it'd be easy, right? Because you can just do some filters. But these are the criteria that you need for this specific formula. And then action. Apply the formula, man. It's pretty simple. This is the formula that we use in Google Sheets. I don't know if it works in Excel. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. I mainly use it in Google Sheets because it's very collaborative for me and my team. And then we can just download it as a CSV and upload it to Amazon. So what it does is it finds the difference between your current ACoS and the target ACoS for the keyword, and it adjusts the bid based on that difference. And so it allows you to basically what it'll do is it'll decrease the bids that are higher than your target and increase the bids that are lower than your target. So if your target's 20% and your keyword is a 5% ACoS, it'll increase it by the difference between those percentages. And then if it's 50% and your target's 20, it'll decrease it by that difference. And we've done some really rigorous testing on this. What we'll do is we'll apply it to our clients' accounts and then check up on it every 48 hours so that we kind of have full data attribution. And so far, it's always an evolving process, and that's how innovation works. It works really well, and it works really well when the keywords are kind of like a higher ACoS and your target is a little lower. When the target and the existing ACoS starts to come together, it's a little hard. It doesn't move the needle as much. So that's something we're going to work on as well. That's like we're tweaking the formula. We also do another thing, kind of more advanced one, is if you adjust the bid and it's like if the existing bid is below the average cost per click, we won't touch it because we want it to like go down. So we have a bid decision formula for that. So this is what we use, man. I mean, plain and simple, this is kind of what we use. We use some other ones. We have like, I think like 6 versions of this formula because you can do it with ad groups, do it keywords, you can do it with both. And then there's so many different things you can do with this. So test it. Test it on one of your SKUs, see if you like the results, and see how it works out for you guys. And, and even if you don't use this, like the cool thing about it is conceptually, it makes sense, right? So you guys can create your own formula, build out what you guys need for your company. This is how we do this. This one's month-to-date data. I didn't do the 14 days. But basically, you just pull up here, we're going to go through it here. These are just screenshots. There's the formula. So we found the difference. So let's see, 0.486. So we're targeting the second keyword, 48.6%. So that's the one we're going to make the bid adjustment for, right? That's the existing. And then here's what the formula looks like. So it's all screenshots from my computer, guys. Like super savvy, eh? So it changes it to 94 cents because it's outside of a target. So to bring that down for us. And then what you can do is if you're in a spreadsheet, with this is the manual way to do it. You would go in and you would just change it, right? And then you would click save. That's kind of what some people do. This is the more manual way to do it. You would just calculate it somewhere else and then change the bid yourself. We do, or, a big or, this is what we do. Bulk operations, we just download everything and then we bring it into a spreadsheet and then we just filter by the record type, so we're targeting only the keywords, and then we go in ahead and greater than 20% is our target, right? So like in this instance, what we're doing is in this specific variation of the formula, it's greater than 20%, and so what happens is nothing gets increased because we're only selecting the keywords that are above our target. If we were to not apply the formula and we were just to filter by like one order or more, then it would hit the keywords that are lower than our ACoS. Guys, let me know if you have any questions. I tend to get technical, and that's like a big problem of mine. So like, if I'm like, because this is all I do, right? So like, let me know if you guys have any questions. So that's what we do. Greater than 20% ACoS. This is Google Sheets, BTW, and you can do it in Excel. Maybe write a macro, have somebody do it, and or you could do some scripts, Google Apps scripts as well to automate this. And then that's what we do right there. So there's the formula in the cell, and then there we go, right there. That's what it looks like in a Google Sheet right there. It's the sauce. What do we do with negative values? So when you apply this formula, you're going to see negative values in the results, which you don't want to apply, right? Because there would probably be an error. I've never uploaded negative values because I caught them, but it could be an error, a processing error on the server side for Amazon. And so what do we do with those negative values? Like let's say it changes it to -1 because it's using a percentage differential, and so it'll change it potentially to a negative bid. And so what you'll want to do is, with those negative values, what I do is you find the average cost per click, right? That's what I do, which is just spend divided by clicks. Amazon does not give you that data in the bulk operations, so you can just start a column, do the formula, autofill, you got all your data. And then we multiply it. We do 80, you can do 90% below or 80% below the average cost per click. That's what we do. Just because we don't want a negative value in there, we don't want to deal with the errors. But if it's performed that bad that it's negative, then we want to bid under the average cost per click so that we can increase the efficiency of the keyword for that one. Cool. All right, and the goals here. So here's the goals. Decrease ACoS, decrease PPC spend. Most likely, going to decrease sales as well. In general, decreasing ACoS and decreasing spend tends to decrease sales. But PPC sales, not necessarily organic all the time. But usually what I see with brands and with companies is that they're more cash flow positive. So, I mean, this is a whole topic that we could talk about, is like, how do you balance ACoS with sales and stuff like that? That's the whole thing. So that's the goal there. So what you want to do is, that's what you want to look at. You want to look at you can go to your advertising reports and measure your spend after you upload this, so that you can see the cause and effect for yourself, and then see if the ACoS goes down and well. I mean, 48 hours is a little aggressive. I might give it more time. I don't know how much time you guys spend in data, but for us, we go a little more aggressive just because we're super performance-based. And we've been doing it for a while, so, I can usually but maybe wait a little more, like 4 or 5 days or something like that, to see if you see movement on that stuff. Cool. Optimization secret number 2 is this is how we source search terms. This is our specific methodology, and I'll explain the rationale as well, and the logic behind everything that we do. Winning search terms. Criteria: orders placed within 1 week of click greater than or equal to 3. The reason we do that is because, it's not an official study, but we pulled some data and we just kind of made an observation that if it's 1 to 2 orders from the search term report, the conversion rate tends to be less than 10%. And if it's 3 or more, it tends to be more than 10%. And so we treat them differently. So the starting bids are different. We use different, it's more aggressive for the 3 or more and then less aggressive. You can use an ACoS filter as well. We do that sometimes. But yeah, this is 3 or more tends to be a decent predictor of success for it. And you can manually analyze it with your eyes. It depends on the market you're in. If you're in beauty or beauty's a good one. Yeah, beauty's the best one. If you're selling in a really competitive space, I don't know, vitamin C serum, then the data is so horrible. It's so horrible. But if you're selling in a low competition niche where there's not a lot of competition, the data tends to be show a really strong pattern of relevance. Because I've worked in really high competition and in low competition. I'm seeing that the data is much better in those low competitions. I believe it's because, I don't know, it could be attribution. I don't know what it is, man. I really don't. And I think it potentially attribution issues on the Amazon side, because they manage a lot of data. And so, their servers are taking a pounding all the time. And so, it can be tricky to do attribution. Because, we do servers and stuff, and when they're at capacity, it's tricky. It can be tricky. That's my theory. I have to talk to somebody at Amazon about that. I haven't gotten an answer from them. Sometimes they give me a good answer. Well, most of the time they don't give me it's hard to get somebody on the phone sometimes to get what you need. The action, to launch new campaigns with search terms. So that's what we're going to do here. That's what we'll do. So you request your search term report. I'm sure you guys are familiar. Just go under the advertising reports and then just pull it. Not sure if you guys are familiar with this feature. I'm actually surprised at how many people don't do this, but if you click edit, you can just have Amazon request a report on a weekly basis so that you don't have to manually do it. I was doing an audit for a couple accounts, and I did an audit for this account, man. They're smashing it out of the water on Amazon, and I'm gonna end up working with them because they're super dope. And basically, I looked at their campaign performance report and search term report, none. And they're smashing it out of the water. I was yeah, dude, we're working together. I was dang, dude. I was no way. So I literally it's almost robotic for me to click edit and then get it on there. I'm dude, I just got you on the weekly. You're good. Or whoever the person I'm talking to, I'm hey, did this for you. So you have unlimited search term report from Amazon for 60 days because they don't archive more than 60 days. Ninja tip, archive your search term reports and campaign performance reports if you plan to sell on Amazon for more than a year, because they won't give you more than 60 days. And so what you need to do is, the keywords that converted during Christmas are not going to convert in the summer. So if you archive that data, then you have retroactive data, and you can go back to that. So that's what we do. We need to know, we want as much data as possible, and Amazon only limits that for good reason, because they give us a healthy amount of data, I believe. And it would be hard for them to store a year's worth because they're paying for the servers and everything. All right, import your search terms report into Excel or Google Sheets, whichever you prefer. That's what I do here. Match type. And then we're going to do greater than or equal to 3 for this one. Cool. There we go. There's our filter right there. There's our filter. Greater than or equal to 3 orders placed. Oh boy. Look at this guy. It's huge right there. That is huge. It's a big formula. It's a wonker right there. So what you want to do is, what does this do, right? So there's 2 ways to do deduplicates on Excel. Number 1, you can deduplicate A to B. So it's a straight 1-to-1 deduplication. Or what you can do, which is a lot better, is what you do is you deduplicate, you have under the column search term, you have Excel search for that specific keyword under the keyword column. And then you filter out duplicate versus unique values. Because you don't want to bid on duplicate search terms. Why? I don't know. But for me, well, I do know. For you, you can do it all day, whatever you want to do. But for me, it hasn't proven to be like better than the original. And so like I don't want to bid on duplicate stuff. I know that like I am in a mastermind, PPC mastermind. There's no harm in doing it. I don't believe there's like duplicate traffic. But in terms of performance, I don't see there's no like correlation to duplicating it and seeing better performance. So I just want to deduplicate everything. And this is what that does. If error, yeah. Dude, you know what, man? I don't even know what this means. I just found it off the internet. I'm not super like ninja with the formulas, but if it tells me what to do and it works, then I just do it, right? So I don't know like this, but it works, right? What I'll do is I'll go through the search term and the keyword, and I just do like a Control F. And then what you can do is you can just do Control F on the search term, hit Enter, and it'll tell you whether or not it's duplicated or not. I do it 2 or 3 times. That's good. And then after that, I just pull the juice, which is the unique search terms, and then we're going to place the juice in the campaigns. Cool. Oh, here we go. Here it is in action. Unique and duplicate. So I can't show you guys data, like client data, and it would have taken me forever to like type in a bunch of keywords. So this is what it would kind of look like in there, like unique versus duplicate. You just filter out duplicate and pull all the unique ones, and that's what you're going to want to bid on in your campaigns. That way you're not like cannibalizing anything, potentially. I don't know if there's cannibalization or not. Haven't done a study, but I just like to do unique stuff. Oh, average CPC calculation. So what we do is we find the average of the average CPC, and that's how we determine the starting bid for our for like the campaigns, right? So there's a couple ways to do this. You can be like, hey, I'm going to do it at $4, or I'm going to do it this or that. But we really like to use a data-driven approach. So we just use the average of the average CPC. That gives us insight into what we're paying per click for those search terms. And so then that helps us make an educated decision about our starting bids. We have a more there's a more accurate way to do it is a weighted average CPC. I like that way because it takes into consideration clicks, but for simplicity's sake, we shall do the average CPC because I believe we are doing the average CPC right now. Yeah, I think that's good enough. And then what you do is you take that, your average CPC calculation, and then for the greater than or 3, we'll double it, and then we'll double it at the exact match level. So this will be the starting bid for the exact match. 47 cents times 2, because our average CPC is, the average of our average CPC is 7 digits later. Cool. Average CPC calculation, guys. I highly recommend using it because it gives you insight into the average CPC of your niche. So like, if I work in beauty and my average CPC is like $1.89, and then I work in like some DIY stuff and it's like 33 cents, well then I can reasonably predict how ACoS is going to be because, what does ACoS consist of? Average cost per click, price. Those are the 2 factors. Conversion rate and everything, but that's how I do audits. What's the average CPC historically, and what's our average order value? And that'll tell me how easy or difficult it will be to meet the target of our client. That's why I really like higher priced items, because conversion rates are lower, but if it's in a good market, then you can pay a lower average CPC. And yeah, even though the conversions rates like that client, the one that like we just like the proof one, dude, his like conversion rate's like 1%, man. But you saw his ACoS, right? Because his price points are like $200 or $300. So it's good, man. It's good. And his margins are like 40%. So we're running profitable PPC campaigns for him. He's taking home 20% of that. Campaign details. So this is what I do with these, greater than or 3. I test all 3 match types. That's the thing. That's what everybody does. I like it a lot. Starting bids depend on the categories. Suggested bids. Amazon, I've reached out to Amazon and I asked them, hey, could you guys give me a downloadable suggested bid report? I would love that. Lower end, higher end, in the middle, but it's not happening. And apparently it's not really on the roadmap. That's what I heard. So unfortunately, I can't get access to it right now. I don't know. I might build a scraper for it. That'd be awesome if I could just scrape it. That'd be awesome. But then I'd have to log in and do the IP thing. So we might build that out. I don't know. We'll see. It really depends on how it benefits our customers, because that's really the bottom line. Here's the starting bids. So right here, man. So exact is the CPC times 2, like we've seen before. 90% of that is phrase. The reason, or 10% of that, or just multiply it by 0.9 or 10% lower, is because phrase tends to be relevant, right? It's the phrase match. So I feel like that's good relevancy, and then I can get some little longer tail stuff. And then broad is 25% because broad can really spend some money, guys. Can spend some dough. And so, keep that one, hold that puppy, right there. One thing we do, let me see if it's in here. Yeah, the nomenclature. Guys, campaign, ad group, nomenclature. It's so important. Why? Because Amazon does not organize the data for you very well, at least from my experience. For example, if you go to a search term report, you'll never be able to filter a search term by SKU, right? They don't have a column for that. You can do keyword by SKU in the campaign performance report, but you can't do search term by SKU. So what do? We put the SKU in the campaign name and the ad group name so that I can accurately say, hey, this search term converted for this SKU. Let's say you got you do an auto campaign and then you create an ad group and you put 20 of your products in there. Amazon won't tell you which search terms converted for that SKU. It won't tell you. And I've even tried it, PPC Scope allows you to do this search term by SKU if you use the functionality, but even with the ad groups, it doesn't differentiate. And so that's why we name everything by SKU in the front of it, because that helps us really correlate the data really strongly, very pinpoint. I don't know why Amazon doesn't do it. I'm sure it's really hard to do on their end, because if they did it, maybe they'd do it. But yeah, this was huge. And if you create a campaign in a spreadsheet, Amazon identifies it by the SKU. They don't identify it by the child or parent ASIN. That's why we selected the SKU over the child or parent ASIN, because that's how Amazon identifies it in bulk operations when you upload campaigns and stuff like that. That's where the logic is. Because if Amazon tells me, hey, this is how we identify things, I'm just going to copy it because it's their platform. And that's how we do it. Campaign type. So SKU plus campaign type. You can call it winning terms. You can call it money makers. Whatever really cool stuff that you feel like you want to name it, you just do it. You just let it flow. And then you do the date and then the match type. So one thing that we do is we create, every campaign is a different match type. Exact, phrase, broad. Oh, yeah. All right. I'm going to have to move a little quicker, guys. But after these first ones, we'll be good. So every campaign we do it by match type, because what happens is, let's say you have one campaign, and you have 3 ad groups, and it's exact, phrase, and broad. Well, when that campaign runs out of money, a lot of the exact terms end up eating most of the budget. So what happens is when it runs out, your broad and phrase don't have an opportunity to do additional keyword research for you guys. And so what I do is every campaign is its own match type, because once the exact runs out, the phrase can kick in, and then the broad can kick in and do keyword research for me. Because manual campaigns at the broad and phrase match allow me to do targeted keyword research. Auto campaigns, Amazon controls the whole beast. But with phrase and broad, I get to steer the ship, right? That's how I think of it. I get to control where the data flows and where we get it from. And we do the date in there, because you can find out the date in the, if you go to campaign settings, you can see the date in there, right? But click on the ad group. No date in the ad group. So that's why we put the date in there, because time and money are the 2 most important things to measure in life. And that's why we put the date in there. All right, you can set it up in Seller Central. I'm going to move kind of quickly on these because I only got 10 minutes. So set it up, you know how to do this. If you've ever done this, I'm sure. Or, so that's the setup in C. Or Now this is, I should have maybe like cut it in half and did like 2, because this is horrible right now. So bulk creation, so this is how we create everything. We create all our campaigns in spreadsheets and upload those beasts, because it saves us so much time. Yeah, man, I don't think I could ever create a campaign in there. If I had one product and I need to launch one campaign, yeah, but we launch a lot of campaigns for a lot of products, so we use spreadsheets. And we upload it, and you get the processing report from Amazon. You go in there, you look at the, if you got any errors or whatever, then you just troubleshoot those, and boom, you're good to go. This is how you scale it, man. This is how you scale it. This is how usually like bigger SKU portfolios work. And then upload it. Takes a little bit. The bigger we did one keyword research, we had 750,000 keywords, man. And we uploaded like 700 campaigns, man. It was a huge client. And it took forever. I was like staring at the screen, the little thing. It was like loading. I was like, dang, man. Because it can take up to 3 hours, guys. It's a long time. And I like to watch it because I like to see. I don't know. I think that's a control thing. But like, next, I'm going to don't worry, I'm going to kick the habit. Don't worry. It's such an inefficiency thing. All right, the goal is to increase low ACoS sales, generate unique traffic and unique conversions. As you know, unique traffic helps with like better performance, so does conversions as well, and generate low ACoS sales. Before and after 30-day sales results from this system. Oh, cool, yeah. So this is like one of our clients where we did this, we applied this formula. We did it before and after. He had existing campaigns, so we were able to increase the growth rate about a quarter, which was nice. He had some keywords that he wasn't bidding on for his other variations. And so we went in there and just juiced it up a little bit. And yeah, so we can get some more exposure for the brand. Ultimately, so number 3, man, at 10 minutes. Cutting bleeding keywords. Time frame, 14 days. We do, okay, this can change however you want to do it, but we do clicks greater than or equal to 8. That's a 12.5% conversion rate. You can also use your unit session percentage, or I would more accurately use your PPC conversion rate at the SKU level to determine maybe how you do this. But just for simplicity's sake, this is what we found kind of works very well. Orders 0, these are bleeders, what we call bleeders. They're just like spending money, not making money. They're just like sleeping on the couch all day, right? No job, nothing. I'm just joking. They don't produce. No ROI, man. No ROI. Decreased bids to 14 cents. It's a really arbitrary number, but you guys check it out. 14 days, 14 cents. See that? So we did that. This is what I do, man. This is what I do all day. 14 cents. So not only is that the correlation, but also 14 cents is an indicator for my team. When we go in there and we see that the bleeders, we can literally filter by 14 cents and be like, these are our bleeders. It's an identifier as well for us. It's a data identifier. Also, one thing to take into consideration more advanced is what we do is 2 days after we cut the bleeders, we've noticed that some products generate sales. So we go in 2 days later and we filter by 14 cents, and then we see whether or not they generated sales, and we adjust accordingly. Because it's a small percentage, but any additional revenue that we can eke out is very important for us. 14 days, we have 14 days. Bulk operations, again, 14 cents. There we go, right there. With really, like, if your average CPC is really low, then you might have to go lower, because I do work in some spaces where it's just like 14 cents just doesn't do it, and it's just like, all right, cool, that's fine. We'll just change the system. Keyword, yeah, this is how you do it in the spreadsheet right here. Greater than or equal to 8, click, orders, yeah, clicks, yeah, oh, okay. They're 2 different screenshots. There's no overlap. Cool, we're good there. Orders, clicks, we got the juice right here, and then we decrease it to 14 cents, and you can just apply it. Yeah. That usually helps pretty well with cutting spend. Bulk operations, you'll upload it there. Decrease ACoS, decrease PPC spend. That's the goal with that one. We do that every Monday and Thursday is when we do it for our clients. And then Wednesday is when we check to see whether or not the errors came through. Number 4, keyword, angel sweeps, so trademark, Mark Miazga. My buddy Taylor, we work together. We work a lot in the agency space, and one of his account executives came up with this angel sweep. So trademark to Mark Miazga. He's in Canada right now. So yeah, I have to, because he said it, right? I have to give him credit, man. Give credit where credit is due. So 14 days, ACoS. So you want to, we set the thresholds for our, like you usually talk to clients with it. So there's the ACoS less than or equal to 25%. That is a threshold that you either set or, yeah, cool, thank you so much. Cool. Orders greater than or equal to 1. And then we increased the bids by 20%. I think this one's at the keyword level. Yeah, keyword angel sweep. So this is at the keyword level. 20% is pretty good. So you just go in and you just increase them by 20%. I wouldn't do it every week. Did that every week. It was just like, uh-oh. Because then like 1 month, it just like blew up in my face. So I would do it maybe a couple times and then let it roll. Once you've kind of like got the high CPC, I think you're good. Cool, action. There we go. So 1.15. I don't remember how I did that. Oh yeah, here's how the keyword. So keyword filter, ACoS less than or equal to. And then you need, greater than or equal to one order. Yeah, cool. So that way you pull them in. You need those two filters to have everything. You'll want to set this ACoS for yourself. So 30%, 32, 33, whatever you want to do. And then increase it by, here's the formula right here. This one's very simple. It's not like the duplicate formula. Yeah, it's 20% increase in CPC right there, or bid, max bid. So that'll put us above the game. We're 1 penny above the high end of the suggested bid. That is intense. Cool, right there, man. Look at that, 1 penny above it. We're going to dominate that market. And there it is in a spreadsheet. Boom, right there. Spreadsheet life, right there. Increase sales for low ACoS keywords, right? So it doesn't work every time because longer tail keywords tend to be longer tail for a reason. But, you might get some sleepers that, juice the volume a little bit. Optimization number 5, time, I think I'm good. Cut bleeding, ad groups. So this is at the ad group level. We do make a bid adjustments at the AG level. We call it AG in our team. And time frame, 14 days. We do that. Dude, month to date or 14 days. Dude, at the, it's one of those things where like I'm always back and forth. If I do month to date, I need at least 7 days worth of data. And cool, thank you. Greater than or equal to 25 clicks, that's a 4% conversion rate. So I think that's fair enough to make a decision, right? And this applies to autos and manuals. Order 0. Decrease bids by 50. This is aggressive, guys. This is very aggressive. But if it doesn't have any sales after 25 clicks, I just feel like it's not going to do anything, man. It's just going to like not do much. So we usually decrease the bids by 50%. Because Amazon spends money, man, really fast, and they do it very, very quickly. So we tend to have to be very aggressive with managing bids. So that's 14 days, or the bulk operations. Let's see, greater than or equal to 25 clicks, 0 orders. So we got 76 clicks. That's a lot of clicks. It's triple my threshold. And order 0, so no sales right there. I swear. The whole account's good, I swear. And then we decreased it by like half. I think it was like $1 or something else. What was it? I don't know, 75 cents. And then we filter by the ad group. So this is in the, so there's 4 record types: ad group, ad, campaign, keyword. I don't really use ad or campaign. You only use that for creating ones. So you would just do the ad group in this one. Greater than or equal to 25, equal to 0. And then decrease it. Oh, there we go. There they are, right there. And then you'll decrease it. There we go, right there. 37.375. That would be 0.38 when you upload it into Amazon. Or if you put 0.375, it will change it to 0.38 for you. So it'll save you some time. And yeah, so that's what we'll do there. And you see it'll be well below our CPC. So, it'll kill impressions. It's not doing anything, right? It's not doing anything. Yeah, so right there. Or you can do the spreadsheet, like we said before. Bulk uploads, man. It's my favorite thing to do. It's one of my favorite things to do. Yeah, decrease ACoS, decrease PPC spend. All right, cool, guys. I think I got enough time. Am I good? I'm good. All right, thumbs up. All right, cool. Do you guys have any questions at all about Amazon PPC or what I talked about? I know it's like kind of in depth, but let me know.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Sean.
Yeah,
really good.
Oh, thank you. Thanks. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much.
Any questions for Sean?
1, 2, 3. Cool.
Hey, Sean, thank you. That was, I'm over here.
Oh,
that was,
it's because we got multiple mics out here, man. Just like, bam, bam.
That was great
Like
and so easy to follow, so
Yeah.
thank you for that.
Sweet, man.
No, I actually wanted to ask you if it would be possible to get you on a phone call to kind of walk through live data and, what kind of charge you would do for consulting to do that kind of a live data consulting.
Yeah, we'll do an audit, man. So what we'll do is we have like hold on, where is it here, man? Yeah. The next, their Global Summit offer. Use the code or when we call. Let's book a call and we'll work the discount. And if we end up doing the consulting thing, we'll figure out the discount there. This is management, but let's book a call, man. We'll talk about it. I think that's awesome. The best way to go about it.
Some great stuff there. So
thanks
so much.
Dude, thank you, man. Thank you. Stop complimenting me. Here's my email, man. So just shoot me an email, man. And let's just we'll work together, man. We'll talk about it. We'll figure out what we need to do to make more money for you. Cool. What else we got? Okay, cool.
Thanks for the talk. I'm glad there's going to be a recording because I'll need to go back over it.
Cool.
Do you monitor the total cost of sales, as in the cost of the ads relative to all organic sales, or do you just look at?
Yeah, we do both. So it's one of those. Yeah. So we do that when we'll measure the PPC sales compared to organic sales, and then if it's outside of our target, then we'll talk to our client. Like if it's too high, we'll be like, hey, your PPC sales are 50% of your organic sales. I think we should work on organic visibility so we can get that down to like 15%. So yeah, we do measure that because it allows us to it's just another data point to talk to people about. So it's just PPC sales divided by organic sales in the same time frame. Yeah.
Okay. Do you think that if it's worth if it's a strategic keyword that's really important to your product, do you think it's worth overbidding on it to try and drive rank for that, or do you find that doesn't make that many difference? Yeah.
It depends on the category and the competitiveness of the keyword. Honestly, man, that's a tricky one. It depends, man. If you're really looking for a profitable Amazon business, then probably not. I'll be honest, probably not. I don't know. It's just, in general, it doesn't have the positive effect that most people believe it does. If you're a brand, like when I work with brands, they don't care, man. They're just like, Sean, push it. I'm like, all right, man, let's push it. Because they're looking for a return, 2-3 years down the line. They got VCs involved. So in general, if you're looking for like cash flow, profitable business, then, I mean, strategic, I understand that it's like pretty much probably describes the product, but it's not converting or something, then I don't know, man. That's kind of an indicator that you might have some issues on the product side. It might be a really competitive space. And I don't know, it might be, that specific SKU might be at the end of its product life cycle, kind of.
So you've not seen data that suggests that on certain keywords, overbid, and then your organic ranking will go up and it'll be okay. You just think it looks like people are just wasting money there.
It's a good, yeah, I do, because I was on a call with one of my clients. They're really big, pretty big brand, and we were talking about that same thing. And the effect that PPC has on organic rank 2 years ago is different than it is today. And in really competitive spaces, you just don't see the return it just doesn't work. So like if it's a really low competition thing, like it's a really low competition niche, where like the first page is like, 30 reviews, 50 reviews or whatever, it's super easy to rank, then you're probably going to see that effect. But in really competitive spaces, I don't see it really like doing a huge benefit. We usually end up in the negative. Yeah. I hope that answers, man.
Oh, yeah, no, thanks. That's useful.
All right, cool. Yeah. And sometimes I get a little gray, So
Hey,
much
Sean,
data.
great
Hey.
presentation. I was wondering, how do you set profitability for each of your campaigns?
Yeah.
Is it based on spend per overall sales or the sales gained on that campaign?
Yeah, it's a good question. So we do everything at the SKU level. So a lot of people monitor campaigns. We monitor SKUs. So what we do is we set target ACoS for SKUs, for our client SKUs. And as long as we're within that target ACoS, that gives us the freedom to do what we need to do.
So you're just looking to make the ACoS against the sales on that person
Exactly.
in that campaign.
Yeah.
Okay, not overall sales. Like you won't set it as a product cost and say, hey, I'm willing to spend 10% of my overall revenue on PPC sales for that SKU.
Ad rev to spend ratio. Yeah, we will talk. We do. It depends. So sometimes we mainly focus on target ACoS, because usually if you can get a real good target ACoS. But yeah, we like one client will do 8% of total revenue as our ad spend for the day. And then sometimes we'll do like 15. 15's on the high end. but 8% is a more conservative.
Have you seen one strategy work better than the other?
How do you define better?
I don't know.
Okay, cool. No, I know these Amazon businesses, they're like better is so subjective. Because some of them just want to dominate the world and they got like $100,000 that they can just throw away, right? And some of them, some people they don't have that money. In terms of profitability, I would say being very conservative with your ad spend is the best way to go. If you're really trying to just steal market share, then being a bit more aggressive is a good idea. So maybe 8% of total revenue, I think, is a conservative number. That's what we use with one of my clients, where we try to keep ACoS at like 20%ish. Yeah, so 8% total rev, ad spend for the day. Yeah, yes, sir.
Hey, John. Thank you for the presentation.
Where are you?
Over here.
Oh, there. Yeah.
Yeah.
The voices, they're everywhere.
Yeah. It looks awesome doing everything in Excel, just uploading it.
Yeah.
I have a question. I got advice from someone not to put more than 100 keywords in each ad group. Is that something? Is that just to make it simpler for people? Because it seems if I can do it this way, I can just have as many as I want and test more broadly.
Yeah.
With less work.
It depends on the category, because every category has a different keyword set. So like if you're in like beauty, always beauty, there's a lot of different keywords that you can really like test thousands. But if you're in a really small like niche where there's not a lot of keywords, then that works. I think people might teach that for simplicity's sake, because doing keyword research is a pretty meticulous and exhaustive process. So doing it on thousands of keywords can be and keyword research is very tricky. So I think it's for simplicity. I think 100, 200 keywords can be good if you're kind of in a smaller space, or for simplicity's sake. But we do, it depends on the product, but we usually shoot for like a few hundred. And then if it's really competitive, we'll do a few thousand. Yeah.
Gotcha. So there's no diminishing return on Amazon's side and how they're going to use your bids or anything like that. It's purely practical.
What do you mean by that? I'm sorry. Some clarification.
Yeah, so you just so I know what you mean. You haven't seen any problems with putting in like 500 instead of 200 and Amazon?
Oh yeah, like
ranking for all of them.
Yeah, no. I haven't done a study on that. I'll be honest. I haven't done a study, so I can't give you a yes or no answer. Like, does 200 keywords work better than 500 keywords 80% of the time? Right. That's kind of what I think that's what the kind of like what you're getting at, right? Like, does the amount of keywords influence the performance of the sales, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I haven't seen a correlation.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, man.
Thanks.
Yeah. No, my pleasure, man.
Just to be on the next, to clarify on the SKU level campaigns, are you, even with like child variations, are you basically putting a campaign for each ad group type and then scaling that out?
Yeah, that's a good question, man. That's like child and parent stuff. It's boy, we've had our back and forth with those child and parents. So what we do is we do everything at the SKU level. So what we'll do is, like, there's kind of like your general terms, so like wallet, but if you have like 3 different colors or something, then there's a couple ways you can approach it. You can bid on wallet, and what I personally would probably do, I wouldn't put all 3 of them in the same ad group or whatever, because I can't segment the data. So I'd create 3 different campaigns, and then they would have the same bid. And that way they can compete against each other and see what happens. And then you would take those, the blue, the yellow, and the green, and then you would bid on those individual color keywords. That's kind of how we do it. Because if you dump them all in the same ad, you don't know which one goes where, because Amazon doesn't differentiate it for you.
Right. So in correlation to that, have you seen any performance indications in terms of impressions and stuff that you get on a campaign level performance? So this campaign is performing better, so Amazon's going to show it more impressions, so like an upward spiral of performance?
Yeah. My buddy Brian, you probably know Brian Johnson, PPC's co-founder. He kind of like he does a lot more statistical stuff than I do, and he said that usually campaigns that have a history tend to perform better. I haven't done an official study, man. It's just one of those things where it's a time thing. But he said that like usually campaigns with sales, like you said, sales and impressions tend to do better than those that don't have sales and impressions. So I haven't been able to correlate it. Like, I don't have that data set, but that's what he's said. He's a pretty smart guy, so I would say yeah on that one.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Hey Sean, very good screenshots.
Control F.
Many
I
of
don't
them, yeah.
remember. I don't remember the hotkeys that I used, but I used a lot of them.
I want to ask you, like, let's say a client that already has, a big Amazon store
Yeah.
is selling, and they just want to launch new products, and they say, hey, Sean, we want to launch using PPC. What's your strategy for that?
Just using PPC.
Part of it.
Yeah.
Let's say they have a budget for that, they want to use it.
Are they going to do giveaways and stuff? Are they going to do a full out?
Maybe one client, yes, the other client just wants PPC. How would you handle it?
I'd be like, nah, man, I don't want to just do PPC for the launch because he's going to put everything on me. And it doesn't. Like, dude, I can't control your business. I just can't do it. So usually what I tell people is it's one marketing channel. It's one channel. And every business has several marketing channels. So when you do launches, you should do giveaways. That's what help ranks. That's like the strongest correlation. So I would just advise them, if it's low competition product and you know it, then you can do PPC. Like super low competition, you can do PPC all day and not have to do any giveaways. But if it's super high competition, then I always say, hey, you're going to need to do some giveaways to help with rank, because PPC is just going to put you in the hole, and it's not going to it's going to have that effect that you want. Yeah. So measure the competition of the product for the one who only wants to use PPC. If it's low, then go for it. But if it's not, then just be like, let's source some different products, Yeah, that's fine. Cool.
Okay, great. Thank you
yeah.
so much, Sean. That
Yeah.
was amazing.
Cool. Thank you,
Round of
guys.
applause.